She left her home in Taylor Mill, Kentucky at the age of 16 to take a job at Dollywood and chase her dream of being a country music singer. And now Carly Pearce has made a name for herself and continues to climb the charts. She joins me now from Nashville. Carly, thank you so much for being here on Best of the Bluegrass.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Thank you for having me.
You have had quite a journey from your old Kentucky home now to Nashville. How did all of this get started? Because I read that you actually started at the age of 11 with a local bluegrass band touring in your blue sequin outfit that your mom made you.
When I tell you that music was just always country music and bluegrass music was just what I knew, that's genuinely the truth. I never knew a day that I didn't want to be a country singer. I never knew a day that I didn't want to be on stage or move to Nashville. And my whole entire life growing up in Kentucky was kind of traveling around. At first, I was doing school talent shows, and then I sang at nursing homes, and then I fronted a bluegrass band when I was 11. And then when I was 16, I saw an audition to sing in the country show at Dollywood, and I asked my parents if I could quit high school and start homeschooling. And they were crazy enough to let me do it. And so I moved to Pigeon Forge and worked in the country shows at Dollywood. And then after that, I moved to Nashville. And it's just my entire life has been music.
And now you've been on tour with some of the biggest names in country music. You've made a name for yourself. In 2020, you had the most CMA Awards of any new artist, including Musical Event of the Year. I mean, what has this been like for you?
The last year has been the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. It's been a really crazy time. Obviously, I had a lot of changes in my personal life, but this unbelievable constant in my life has been country music. And I feel like God and country music fans just really showed me love during this time. And this last year for my career has like completely changed my whole world. And I think yet again, what I've done is clung to music and they've clung to me. And it's been this like really beautiful last 12 months of, even though I'm not on the road, I feel so close to them and I'm so thankful for them.
But you're getting ready to go on the road this summer. So what is that going to be like to finally be able to be back out there on stage and connecting with your fans?
I just keep looking, we don't have, I think touring will still look pretty different this year because we're just all kind of integrating into maybe playing a few shows. I'm just cautiously optimistic that those shows are going to happen. And I think for me, especially because my career has grown so much since I've seen fans in person, to be able to, and like I said, they've just been such supporters of me during a hard time. I can't wait to just hug them and look them in the eye from the stage and just say thank you. I think it's going to be very emotional for me.
What inspires your music and who inspires your music?
I have a lot of influences, a lot that come from Kentucky. Just from a musical standpoint, I grew up loving the Judds. Wynonna's a huge influence. Patty Loveless, Bill Monroe on the bluegrass side, Rhonda Vincent, Ricky Skaggs. Dolly's a huge influence. Leanne Womack, just a lot of those 90s, Patty Loveless, the Dixie Chicks, like all those people were just huge musical influences on me. And then, just from a personal standpoint, Dolly really is a huge influence just as a woman and how she's carried herself through her career. And my mom's a huge influence of mine. I think she's a really, really strong woman and has always really supported me. And I admire that.
Is there somebody you haven't worked with yet who is like your dream, somebody that you would love to do a duet with or collaborate with?
I would love to sing with Dolly or Leanne Womack. Those are probably my two dreams. And then as far as touring, gosh, there's so many people I would love to tour with. I think I've been so fortunate to tour with so many of my heroes. I would love to tour with Miranda or Carrie Underwood, or Kelsey and Marin, just do like an all girls tour. I've never been a part of a girls tour, and I think that would be very fun.
That would be awesome. So what message would you give to young people who are watching this, who would love to follow in your footsteps? What would you tell them?
Oh gosh. Well, growing up in Kentucky, I think that I always knew I wanted to do this, but didn't know if I could. but I just encourage people to look at me and go, I'm from where you're from and I did this. And so no matter what you're chasing, believe that you can do it because you can.
The Kentucky Music Hall of Fame and Museum recently honored you, so you got to come back home to Kentucky for that. And what was that like to be back in the Bluegrass State, but also to receive that honor here?
It was so, Kentucky is so important to me. I have it tattooed, the state, on my wrist. It's where I grew up. It's home. It carries so much weight to me, and to be able to be recognized by my home state that I'm worthy of something like that was so special.
What are you working on right now? What can we look forward to from you?
Well, I just put out a new project called 29, and it's just kind of blown up, which has been awesome to watch. So I think I'm kind of in the process of, possibly, that was 7 songs. I'm kind of thinking I might continue and put out another 5 to 7 songs later this year. So I think people can just be looking for that, and look for me on the ACMs. I'm up for 3 awards. I'm very excited. I may or may not be performing, but just hopefully playing some shows too.